Today we're making s'mores cookie cups. What is a cookie cup? Well, let me tell you real quick. A cookie cup is a cookie base that you've formed into a cup shape and filled with delicious things and topped with even more delicious things. In my case, we have a graham cracker cookie filled with a silky, indulgent chocolate ganache and then topped with a homemade marshmallow that's been bruleed because s'mores. Let's get started. 4 room temperature egg whites right into the bowl. Don't get any yolk in there. You can separate them out with the shell like this, or use your clean hands, which is what I usually prefer to do. The yolks are really great for making custards and flan. Flan is a custard, but you can use custards or curds. Lemon curd, orange curd, raspberry curd. I've got a lot of recipes for those on my blog, so if you go to preppykitchen.com, check it out. Okay, I'm gonna add in a few dashes of cream of tartar. Start whipping these egg whites, but first, the sugar mixture. What we have is half a cup of corn syrup, light corn syrup. To the corn syrup, I'm adding 2/3 of a cup of granulated sugar. We're gonna put this over like medium-high heat, stir it around just so the sugar and the corn syrup incorporate, and then it's gonna come to 240 Fahrenheit, so use your candy thermometer. Start frothing these eggs up. Once the eggs are frothed, add in 1/3 of a cup of granulated sugar, slowly, a gentle cascade. Just to show you, our meringues are totally at the soft peak stage. Now we're gonna add in our molten 240-degree sugar while it's on low. Add it in slowly because it's very hot. So as you can see, this is very hot and steamy. You definitely have to let the mixer run for a while until it reaches room temperature. Go ahead and pack this with ice or frozen peas if you want to speed the process up. Okay, it's been running for a while at room temperature. I just want to show you the crazy marshmallowy consistency you get from this. It's actually like very cool. Look at that. I can't just stare at this beautiful meringue all day. Let's get started on that chocolate filling. Okay. Take a bowl and microwave it for like 1.5 minutes. It'll get really warm, and then put your chocolate in there. Then you can microwave it in like little, very low temperature bursts, and it'll melt so much quicker. That heat will radiate through. Add in 3 tablespoons of cream and whisk to combine. I'm adding 2 1/4 cups or about 270 grams of all-purpose flour into a large bowl. I'm gonna sift it all up later. 1/4 cup of graham cracker crumbs. It is a s'mores cup. Why not have some graham cracker crumbs in there? Half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Get in there. 1/4 cup of cornstarch. This will help my cookies kind of have like a nice, it's like a nice texture. It's also the secret to my no spread sugar cookies. Right, now let's give this a sift. Some of the bigger graham cracker crumbs aren't gonna make it. And let's not forget my other ingredient, which is gonna be 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Graham crackers, yes, right? Now we'll sift it up. To this you could also add in like a dash of nutmeg. You can do allspice, cardamom. You could really make it nice and spicy, but I think cinnamon is a good start. Okay, whisked up, set aside. Let's get that butter together. You're gonna add 3/4 of a cup of unsalted butter at room temperature into a standing mixer fitted with a paddle attachment, or you could also do this with electric beaters. Cream it up just a little bit, and then we're gonna add in 1 cup of granulated sugar. 1 cup, and then beat it until it's nice and light and fluffy. So let it go for a few minutes. Just walk away, do a dish or two, have a phone call. Phone call. No one talks on the phone anymore. Once your butter is looking, lighter and fluffier, you can push it down a bit. Down, 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 down. I'm teaching my boys words, and so far they have up, but not down yet. That's coming up next. Crack an egg in there. We're gonna mix it up, and once it's incorporated, we're gonna add an egg yolk. I have this one left over. Add that yolk in. You could scrape the bowl down, why not? Now we can add our dry mixture in, and then we're like, that's done. That's a really easy cookie dough. Okay, look at this. A nice, delicious cookie dough. And if you want to see the cornstarch here, see this? It's totally room temperature, but I can roll it up like that. That is because the cornstarch adds its magic. And like, you know how cornstarch is a non-Newtonian liquid when you add water to it? It's kind of like what's happening here. If you like science videos, you know what that means. Really good. Okay, now we're gonna add these into our muffin tin, then bake them up. The quickest way to get this cookie dough into my muffin tin is with a small ice cream scoop. Just plop a little bit into each well. If you don't have an ice cream scoop, probably around like 2 tablespoons, a tablespoon and a half. You're gonna bake these at 350 for about 12 minutes or until the centers are almost set. At which point you're gonna use a cylindrical object. I'm using a tablespoon that has those nice sharp edges and press down right after they're out of the oven. You can't wait too long or the cookies will harden. So as soon as they're out of the oven, press down, move it around, and you could either oil, butter, or spray whatever object you're using. It could be like a shot glass, for example, so the cookie dough doesn't stick to it. All right, now it's time to pipe some of that delicious silky ganache into the well you created of your cooled cookie cup. And now pipe in that marshmallow fluff. I'm using an 869 tip. You could use any star tip or even just snip the tip off of a big plastic bag. Torch it. If you don't have a torch, don't worry about it. It'll still taste delicious, but you know that toasting a marshmallow is quintessential s'mores, so buy a kitchen torch. Well, that was fun. I'll take any opportunity to use a kitchen torch. Such a fun tool. Just be careful of flammable things close by and your fingers. But I've never had an accident, so if I haven't and I'm Mr. Clumsy, you should be A-okay. I'm gonna take a bite, but this thing is like a mouthful. So before I do that, let me just say thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And if you like my videos, hit that like button and subscribe. This thing is rich. That's really, really good. Also, where's my milk? I need a glass of milk or water or LaCroix because I'm basic. See you later.